Okay, we are recording. This is now official. Welcome everybody. It's Tuesday afternoon, and today, I'm here at the high school. We thought we were going to have a snow day. Some people stayed up a little too late last night, thinking a foot of snow was going to come overnight, and they were going to cancel. But that did not happen. So some people got up early today, and actually, I'm doing pretty good. I thought I'd be more tired, but I'm actually doing okay. Probably catch up with me later tonight. But either way, I'm going to go over some practical stuff here to help you guys here in just a moment. And I'm going to hit share screen and talk about some of the stuff going on in our class. Okay, there we go. Okay, what's going on right now in our class? Okay, we're into week 2. I'm going to do this here just a little bit backwards. This here, 15 tips for Google Docs. Pretty easy. I already mentioned this yesterday. Watch the video, click on here, do the assignment. You list and briefly explain the 15 tips from the video. And then you do which tips do you like best, notice I say like best. You don't have to like them, just which ones do you like best. So there should be some priority ones that you find either useful or interesting, or it could be even something you already know. And what are you most likely to use and least likely to use. So just write a little bit about some. That's getting some feedback from you on that specifically. Okay, so that's the first one. And that's due tomorrow, Wednesday. So you should either have it done or you're going to work on it today or at the latest sometime tomorrow. Okay, this one here is to learn about Google Drive. You're going to have to shoot a screenshot. You're going to make a folder in your Google Drive for this class, and you're going to have to shoot a screenshot. You can use the videos I shared on doing a screenshot. And then when you do a screenshot, it does a couple of things. First of all, there's different ways to do it. You can use built-in software on your computer. Some people download software that's free for their computer or their web browser. You can set just to do a window, like if you had multiple windows open, you only want a screenshot of like part of it or one of the windows, you could do that. You can do it for your whole screen. That's normally what I do. And then you can edit it later if it's too much. And, depending on the software you have, you might have some other options. So part of this assignment, you're going to have to do a screenshot. And one of the reasons I'm covering that is because I want to cover that as a skill. Okay. A lot of times in the future, you may have teachers, could be in whatever class. I had this happen in college classes where they have you do something or make something, and then they want you to do a screenshot of it and submit the screenshot. So you got proof that you did it. So that's what I'm doing here. And then you're learning about Google Drive, which is something you should get familiar more with and learn what you can because it's free and you're probably going to be using it for a long time to come. Okay. So that's 2 of the 3 assignments this week. Now, the big one this week, and one that if you're not already working on, today would be a good day to get started on, and that's the intro of computer tech terms. And what you're going to be doing in short, so you understand this a little bit, I'm going to click View Assignment. Okay, I have a bunch of directions here, but basically you are going to make this. Okay, you're going to make a multimedia presentation, Google Slides or PowerPoint if you want to use PowerPoint. Most of you probably use Google Slides. And you're going to open a new one, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a moment. And you're going to pick a theme, a layout style. Just don't want it blank. And then you're going to start putting things like the first slide, you're going to put intro computer terms. And you can put computer literacy, CompLit. And if you want to put your name, not my name. And then find 1 or more pictures to go with that title. Okay. Operating system. You're going to make then your next slide. Once you make one slide, I'll show you that all the slides thereafter mostly have the same format of a title at the top and then a place for doing like a bulleted list or something. So, basically when you look at this here, you're saying, okay, I need to make that slide. Does it have to be absolutely identical? No, you're going to have, say you're in Google Slides and you have a theme that's got a certain layout and colors already on it. That's fine. Just make sure you get in the key term and the number, operating system here, OS, and you get the key definition or comments about it. Okay. Anything beyond that, just kind of a waste of time. Do try to find some pictures to go with this stuff. Operating system, look for a little Mac OS logo or Linux logo or Windows logo. Here I have a picture. By the way, some of you might say, Mr. Rio, when I make these slides, which is better? Should I make a slide in its entirety and then move on to the next one? Or should I go through and just put in, let's say, the text first and then come back later and do other editing? I recommend go through and do the text first. Get all your text on all your slides first, and then go back through and make it look better and add in your pictures and graphics and mix up the colors on your key term at the top. And I think that would be a lot easier. Okay. Now this one here, number 3, I'm actually going to help you guys find this. Okay. Because obviously it's a graphic. Then once you find it, you can insert it and use it. So we'll be talking about that. Okay, most of these are pretty self-explanatory. As long as I'm here, I'll go over some of these terms. CPU is the main brains of a computer. It stands for Central Processing Unit. And Intel is one of the big companies that make CPUs. Gigahertz, if you go shopping for a computer and you're looking at the various features, like how fast is my processor? A lot of what you're looking at nowadays is called gigahertz. So, for example, I have a MacBook Pro at home that's 2.9 gigahertz. And some people may have ones that are over 3 gigahertz today because my computer at home is a little bit older. So typically 2, 3, I don't know if there's any 4 gigahertz out there, but those are pretty typical for speeds on a computer. Byte. Well, a lot of memory we use, whether it's a hard drive memory in a computer or the RAM memory, the working memory of a computer, we talk about bytes and gigabytes and terabytes, or hard drive space. Way back, the kilobyte is near the bottom of the most basic, and that's 1,000 bytes. A megabyte is 1,000 kilobytes, and so on. Now, if you want to get really, really technical, it's not literally 1,000. It's like 1,024, but we're not going to worry about that. And terabytes. So if you buy a new computer nowadays, you're probably, when you look at the storage memory in it, you're looking in gigabytes. And when you look in the, how much RAM memory is on it, you're probably also looking at kilobytes, but it might just be a few. Software is, you can't hold software. You can't touch it in your hand. You could touch a disk that has software on it, but software itself, you have to have, it's electronic. So it's like invisible, but it created by humans, it's put onto a computer, end of story. Computer hardware, that's all the physical stuff. Okay. When you buy computers, the computer itself, the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the printer, all that's called hardware. I think everyone knows what a mouse is. This is the peripheral, which controls the device. Mouse can control, all kinds of things. Click on stuff, pull down menus, whatever it may be. Nowadays, if you're buying a computer, the old ones had what was simply called a hard drive, and they look like this, and they had a spinning disc. And a lot of computers you have, especially older ones, still have these. A lot of the newer drives are called SSD, and SSD drives are thinner, faster. They're solid. That stands for solid state drive, and they don't break as often. And you might say, well, if they're so much better, then why do people buy the original hard drives that are still sold? And that's simply money. The SSDs are a bit more expensive, but more and more computers are moving to SSD drives. The video and graphics card, you got the main processor of the computer, the CPU, you got your RAM memory, which is a working memory of the computer. Then in the middle of all that, you got a video graphics card that it's like a separate processor. It processes graphics or your video that you use in your computer. And if you're a gamer, and some of you, if any of you are gamers, you already know this. This may be a very important part of your computer and something you might even upgrade on occasion. So that's what a video graphics card is. And the last one I'm going to talk about today, I'm not doing all of them today, just the first 10, and that's monitor. And I happened to find a picture of a monitor when I made this, and I put the definition on top of it. And I think everyone knows what a monitor is. Okay, the graphical user, I'll just touch on a few of these. Desktop, I think everyone knows the background's a desktop. The graphical user interface is where you pull down the menus and click on things, folders, and so forth. And the RAM memory I mentioned, that's the working memory of a computer. When you work in a computer, you open something up, it's in RAM memory. Now, the reason if you open up some documents that don't automatically save, if the power were to go out or something, you lose it, is because RAM memory is not your storage memory. It's just working memory. So something opened up like a Word document, if it's not set for autosave and you don't hit save, you're working on it in RAM memory, but then you have to save it so it goes into like a long-term memory. Because when you turn off the computer, the RAM memory is gone. And the active window is just the window you're currently working in. So usually it lights up. And dialog box. That's a box that comes up when you're printing or maybe you're doing something else and it gives you options. Okay, printing is the most common one a lot of you run into. You go to print. How many prints do you want? If it's something that's more than one page, you want to print the whole thing or just part of it, and so on and so on. Okay, now some of you might be thinking, Mr. Rio, I'm a little rusty in Google Slides. I need to, help me a little bit there. So what I'm going to do here is I accidentally closed out my Chrome. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to click out of this way. Sometimes I click the wrong thing. And we're just back to I'm going to go to Google. Or not Google, Google Drive. How do I go Google Drive? One way is to type in drive.google.com. And mine's already logged in. So it's logged in for Harper Creek. And this is my Google Drive. I have lots of stuff here. So I'm going to... Actually, I'm not going to look for some because I didn't make it yet. I'm going to pretend I'm brand new to make some. I could go to slides too. I could open up slides. That'd be another way to do it. I can click here where it says new and go to new slides. And it automatically opens one up. Okay, now I can't really open both at once, but this here is where you can put intro, CompLit terms. Put my name. Now, over here on the right, when you first set up slides, they got themes. So I'm going to click on a theme. And then I'm going to close this out so it doesn't take up a bunch of space from me. So there's my theme. There's my first slide. It's a title slide by default. And I already am started. Now, over here, we see the little pluses. Okay, I'll create a new slide. And I click here. Now, you can't see because I can't open both up in here at once. I'm going back to my Google Classroom in another window. And I'm going to open up our assignment. Okay, now the tech terms I have open in, I opened up there's two versions I share with you. One looks like the full slide, one is just text. So I'm going to go to the one that's just text. I'm actually going to switch this over here. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to go to the other one to show you guys here. I think I did the wrong one. Just a second. Okay, that's better. Here is the terms. Now, when I open it up here, I'm in the first window. I call this the first window. If I try to highlight like operating system, it looks like I can. So if you can, that's great. Saves just some typing. I highlight this here. I did a on a Mac, it's Command C for keyboard shortcut for copy. And then I'm going to go out of this. And then I'm going to go back to our slides. Okay, it's a little hard to do on here because unfortunately I can't just show you the whole screen and go back and forth between the windows. But I just pasted that in there. Okay, now I can go back and forth. Now you're going to want to do your title separate from down here. So if you want to type it in, just look at it and type it. If you want to copy and paste it, you can copy and paste it. So either way is fine with me. What I would do the first time through right now is just go through and put in all your text. Don't worry about pictures or anything. Just go through and put in the text for each slide. Don't worry about the colors that much or even the layout. Just go through and get everything in. So today I just wanted to go show real brief, open that up. Now, first time you open a presentation, it's going to say untitled. You can click here and then they'll probably bring the title off of your title slide, which mine is Intro Computer Lit. I'm going to deselect. Right now I got only 2 slides there. Okay. So I can then just continue putting in my text. Now what I'll do is I'm going to wait till Thursday when I do another Zoom with you guys. And at that time I'll go over getting the images and putting the images in there. But I don't want to do too much at once. I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to just make a Google slide, you can open up either one, the text or there are 2 PDFs. One is just the text and one is the terms. It's on a PDF format, but originally were made in PowerPoint. Okay. So I just want you to go through, work on that. I'm going to go back real quick here just to see here. Okay, I'm going to close this here out. I'm going back to the lesson here. Yeah, Google Slides, hopefully you guys all got some familiarity with. Okay, so for this week here, this is the big one. This is what I just want to show you down here. You click View Assignment. Now, yours might look a little different than mine when you log in. You have all the directions there. It could be a little confusing if you're new with this. Both of these got the terms on it. That would be this one right here, which looks like that. Okay. And some may prefer just this here, which has all your terms. You can copy and paste from it. But remember, when you copy and paste, you don't select the entire thing like that because they go in 2 different places. Just do the top one, paste it in the title, and do this here. Some of these will be more than one. Now, if you can find the graphic for this, which isn't that hard to find, if you start searching for gig or byte or whatever, gigabyte, then they'll take up most of this, or you could type it up, either one. Okay, so that's our intro terms that are quite important. I have a tutorial here to help you. Now we got at least some in. One's in already. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? Okay, I'm gonna go back one more. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Got these 2 little lessons here, not too hard. and get that out of the way. And then you got the permission. We're working on tech terms. Okay. Yep. I'm just looking over here. Not a lot this week except for this. This is probably 80% of your work for this week. So what I would do is work on some of this today. And if you wanted to knock it all out today, if you're feeling it, like, hey, it's not that great of weather out there, I just want to go through and get this over with, go for it. And then you can go find pictures and put those in. I'm going to talk about the pictures and adding them and what kind of pictures for Thursday, but you might want to jump ahead and go ahead and work on that. Google Drive is not hard. And then this here, you want to get that out of the way today or tomorrow. That's pretty much it. I'll be back Thursday and we'll go over the images for that and any questions on this here. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I'm looking in the chat. I don't see any questions. If you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask. If you want to type it in the chat, that's okay. I'll be here about another minute or so. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Aiden, Matt, Tyler, Hanson, Cassidy, Hanson, Cassidy, Aiden, Sarita. Take care. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Just showing you, just give you a little updates on things. So get your stuff done. Take care, Sarita.
It's my life right now.
What? Oh, you got your cat there. How nice. Oh, what a cute cat. It's like I have a cat too. And then, you know, I call them a bad influence because instead of doing your work, they make you just want to snuggle and be with them, which is nice, but you got to get your work done.
I show you on camera, you're done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take care, Sarita. Keep working on your French.
Or my hair.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about your hair. Okay. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Yeah. Oh, yep. That's close enough. Okay. Take care. Have a good day.